This is a reading from the book Ever Increasing Faith, a compilation of sermons by Smith Wigglesworth. I will be reading a testimonial that he shared about ministering healing. I was called at 10 o'clock one night to pray for a young person who was dying of consumption and whom the doctor had given up for dead. As I looked, I saw that unless God intervened, it would be impossible for her to live. I turned to the mother and said, "Well, mother, you will have to go to bed." She said, "Oh, I have not had my clothes off for 3 weeks." I said to the daughters, "You will have to go to bed," but they did not want to go. It was the same with the son. I put on my overcoat and said, "Goodbye, I'm leaving." They said, "Oh, don't leave us." I said, "I can do nothing here." They said, "Oh, if you will stay, we will all go to bed." I knew that God would not move in an atmosphere of mere natural sympathy and unbelief. They all went to bed, and I stayed, and that was surely a time, as I knelt by that bed face to face with death and the devil. But God can change the hardest situation and make you know that He is Almighty. Then the fight came. It seemed as though the heavens were brass. I prayed from 11 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. I saw the glimmering light on the face of the sufferer and saw her pass away. Satan said, "Now you are done for. You have come from Bradford, and the girl has died on your hands." I said, "It can't be. God did not send me here for nothing. This is a time to change strength." I remembered the passage that said, "Men always ought to pray and not lose heart." Death had taken place, but I knew that God was all-powerful and that He who had split the Red Sea is just the same today. It was a time when I would not accept no, and God said yes. I looked at the window, and at that moment the face of Jesus appeared. It seemed as though a million rays of light were coming from His face. As He looked at the one who had just passed away, the color came back to her face. She rolled over and fell asleep. Then I had a glorious time. In the morning she woke early, put on a dressing gown, and walked to the piano. She started to play and to sing a wonderful song. The mother and the sister and the brother all came down to listen. The Lord had intervened. A miracle had been worked. The Lord is calling us along this way. I thank God for difficult cases. The Lord has called us into a heart union with Himself. He wants His bride to have one heart and one spirit with Him, and to do what He Himself loved to do. That case had to be a miracle. The lungs were gone, they were just in shreds. Yet the Lord restored her lungs, making them perfectly sound. A fruit of the Spirit that must accompany the gift of healing is long-suffering. The man who is persevering with God to be used in healing must be a man of long-suffering. He must always be ready with a word of comfort. If the sick one is in distress and helpless, and does not see everything eye to eye with you, you must bear with him. Our Lord Jesus Christ was filled with compassion and lived and moved in a place of long suffering. And we will have to get into this place if we are to help the needy ones.